Hello, my group went to Natural History Museum to uncover great facts and to see the amazing artefacts that were there. This way we could learn more about these incredible whales. While we were there, we saw the skull of a humpback whale as well as a complete skeleton of a common minke whale. As we took in these artefacts, we came to realise we were all fascinated by how these species have adapted to survive throughout the ages, especially as they have been hunted so ferociously. We hope you're as interested in baleen whales as we are.
The baleen whale, or Mysticeti cetacea, is a marine mammal in the paraorder Mysticeti of the infraorder Cetacea. The scientific name comes from the Greek mystax, meaning mustache, and ketos, meaning whale. It's because of this that baleen whales are sometimes referred to as mustache whales. Instead of teeth, baleen whales have a baleen plate that they use to filter out small organisms from the water when they feed, like a sieve. These plates are made of keratin, which is the same material as fingernails and elephant tusks. They have hundreds of these plates in a row on each side of their mouth. Baleen whales contrast from toothed whales, as they have larger migration zones residing in smaller groups or alone. The baleen whale consists of 3 different families: Balaenidae, Balaenopteridae, and Escrididae. The Balaenidae family consists of 2 genera and 4 species. The genre Balaena consists of only 1 extant species, the bowhead whale, whereas the genre Eubalaena has 3 extant species, the North Atlantic right whale, the North Pacific right whale, and the southern right whale. Balaenopteridae also consists of 2 genera, Balaenoptera and Megaptera. Balaenoptera whales have some of the biggest creatures in the world, and include the Antarctic minke whale, the blue whale, Bride's whale, the fin whale, the dwarf minke whale, Amura's whale, Rice's whale, and the sei whale. Contrastingly, the genera Megaptera is currently considered monotypic, only containing humpback whales. However, there is some evidence that suggests more subspecies may exist. Finally, Escrididae only has 1 extant species, the grey whale, but does have 4 fossilized genera.
The common minke whale have evolved to have flat heads and pointed snouts. They have small, slender flippers. They also have a dorsal fin. The females can grow up to 8.5 metres and weigh up to 9,000 kilograms. They have a very slim body. The males are usually smaller. They are very fast and travel speeds of up to 21 miles per hour due to their slender size. This is possible defence mechanism against being preyed on by orca whales. The humpback whale has long flippers which help them to swim long distances. Their flippers are about a third of their body size and their dorsal fin is smaller than that of the minke whale. They have evolved to have a low dorsal fin with a long base that resembles a hump on their back. They grow to a length of 11.5 to 15 metres and travel speeds up to 15 miles per hour, much faster than their distant cousin, the bowhead whale, which moves at a measly 3 miles per hour. Both whales exhibit injuries and scars believed to have come from the interaction with orcas. The largest of our whales is the bowhead, measuring a staggering 20 metres in length and weighing up to 90,000 kilograms. The bowhead whale has evolved to live in near freezing waters of the Arctic by having thick skin and a blubber for insulation and buoyancy. They have also adapted to have no dorsal fin, so they lose less heat. They have also developed an enormous bowhead that can break through the ice up to 1 metre thick. They don't migrate far, 1,500 kilometres. The bowhead whale is the longest living animal on Earth. Scientists believe whales can repair their DNA faster than any other species, though they can live up to 200 years.
Baleen whales are a mixture of solitary creatures and social creatures, where many are found alone or in small groups, either when migrating or feeding. The only strong bond that is ever formed in baleen whales is between a mother and its calf, where the mother stays during the nursing stage, teaching it certain behaviours and to direct its movements and aid development. All baleen whales use some form of communication through vocalization using their larynx, which would have evolved through natural selection. The blue whale is one of the loudest animals on the planet, reaching 180 decibels, and they produce this sound because they are solitary so need to communicate over long distances, and each baleen whale vocalizes for different reasons. Interestingly, studies have found that the pitch of whale communication has fallen over the years, potentially due to increasing whale populations or due to climate change acidifying the oceans. Baleen whales have a unique feeding mechanism as they have baleen plates that would have evolved from teeth. Predation has mostly driven the evolution of swimming and diving behaviours in baleen whales, as they are prey species for killer whales, meaning baleen whales are able to swim at high speeds to avoid predation from killer whales. Some common behaviours baleen whales present are breaching, leaping out of water to look around its surroundings, spy hopping, vertically poking its head out of water, and head-body slapping, potentially to show aggression or communication. Fortunately, only 3 baleen whales are currently endangered. Some threats they face include biological resource, meaning fish and aquatic resourcing, transportation and service corridors as many shipping lanes are in their habitat, pollution from excess energy, and the severe weather due to climate change. Although the blue whale and sei whale are both endangered, their populations are increasing, but for the North Atlantic right whale, their populations are sadly declining.
The evolutionary line for whales is a fascinating journey that spans over millions of years. The once land-dwelling creatures transformed into the giant mammals we see today. The oldest believed ancestor of whales is the Pachycetus. This was a 4-legged creature approximately the size of a goat who would have lived 60 million years ago. The Ambulocetus is the next oldest ancestor, believed to have lived 49 million years ago. The Ambulocetus could walk on land but could also swim in warm, shallow waters as the hind legs were better used for swimming. The Remington cetus, which we believe lived 40 million years ago, was adapted to mostly living in water and coming up shortly for land. Its tail had changed into a flipper, and the hind legs were used best for swimming. Protocetus had adapted to water almost completely and loosely resembled a dolphin. The hind legs had formed into a tail, and it was believed they lived 41 million years ago. The Basilosaurus, the first predatory whale, living 33 million years ago. They had sharp teeth and a noticeably long tail. The Dorodon lived alongside the Basilosaurus 30 million years ago and looked a lot like the modern whale, although it wasn't able to use echolocation. Mysticeti, the modern whale, started appearing 1.5 million years ago and are some of the largest mammals we have discovered. The Ondonceti, a modern species of whale with teeth such as the orca. Whales can be found all over the world, from the equator to the North Pole. Among the different species, one of the most well-known is the humpback whale, with its vast distribution range. The humpback whale can be found in both the southern and northern hemisphere, migrating between warm waters for breeding and colder waters for feeding. The seasonal migration of humpback whales can cover hundreds of thousands of miles, which shows great adaptability to their surrounding environment. Blue whales are commonly found alone or in small groups, but it's been recorded that in the southern hemisphere the groups are much larger. Humpback whales can be found in various oceans across the globe, occasionally seen in harbours and rivers. Larger populations are found in the North and South Pacific Ocean. Depending on where the whale's habitat is, can determine their mating and breeding rates, adaptability, population size, and feeding scarcity.
All baleen whales are at the top of their food chain, so their environmental role is to be a predator krill, sand eel, capelin, and herring. This stops an imbalance to the food chain and continuing the stabilization of the web. Throughout the feeding season, they do niche partitioning to reduce competition for food. They do this by feeding at different seasons and a slight variation in which the prey they eat. Baleen whales help combat climate change by consuming carbon-rich organisms deep in the ocean. Their waste fertilizes surface plankton, which absorbs CO2 from the atmosphere, reducing carbon levels. Whale poop is a natural climate regulator. Whale milk is unsuitable for human palates due to the fish oils and liver taste. On each side of the genital area, females have 2 nipples concealed within small slits. When the calf exerts pressure on these nipples, milk is expelled into its mouth.
In conclusion, baleen whales have evolved to live in all weather conditions worldwide. Their baleens have changed, allowing them to eat food more efficiently, acting as a filter to digest food at great speeds. The evolution of baleen whales allows them to live in marine conditions rather than land and has given them an advantage in feeding and evading predators.